It's night 2 of Grant County College Basketball Rivalry Week, and tonight the Lady Wildcats get their chance to say hello to the Taylor Trojans. Good evening, everyone. Randall King and Jerry Johnson here courtside in Lucky Arena. And Jerry, you don't need to explain a lot. It's IWU versus Taylor.
Oh, absolutely. This is a rivalry that goes back for decades. IWU 6-0 in conference. Taylor comes in at third at 4-2. Records aside, this is a big game.
And you mentioned the division standings. The Crossroads Leagues right now, the Lady Wildcats up there at 6-0. And that means they just have a big target on their back, don't they?
Absolutely. I talked to Coach Whaley this morning, talked about continuing to climb the rungs of the ladder. We're hoping we get to number 7 tonight.
Well, they're going to do it partly on the play of freshman guard. Let's talk a little bit about Margot Woofter and what she's brought to this team here in year 1.
Well, she's brought a dynamic of energy, enthusiasm, and excitement, and she really scores the ball well. She is an All-American candidate as a freshman.
And then looking over on the Taylor side, they've got a lot of scorers. Let's talk about just a few of them.
You know, they have a trio of what I would call the killer bees. Bradbury and the Books twins, they can score from deep or inside. Bradbury's the difference maker.
Tremendous defensive challenge for the Wildcats, and they're going to have to shut down the 3, right?
Oh, absolutely. We've got to defend on the perimeter. We've got to shut Bradbury down and really defend the arc. If we do, I feel good about a Wildcat win.
Well, it'll be a fun one to watch, and we'll tip it off when we come back. You're watching Wildcat Basketball on WIWU TV.
Seth Maxwell, this freshman, off the inbound. Oh! Kyle Vegas!
Wow, going high altitude.
The inbounds play! Vegas off the inbounds play.
That's a highlight.
Oh, a little bit of emotion. Freshman off the inbounds. Oh! Kyle Vegas!
Back courtside, Randall King and Jerry Johnson as we meet the starting lineups for Taylor and IWU.
By Natalie Young and Cassidy Wise.
match. You got statistics, you got expectations, but I'm not sure it really matters with IWU versus Taylor, because in a minute they're going to tip it off and all that just goes by the wayside.
Yeah, this is the only game that matters, is tonight, and they'll play again down the road over in Upland, but tonight is the night, and I'm looking for a good one.
As a matter of fact, we'll be on the road with that game live in Upland both nights, and I'm sure the Taylor men are eager for that rematch, and we'll be having fun with that, going to Taylor once again. But right now, as you said, it's all about this matchup, and what an early season test. We're not midway through the Crossroads League, but we're well enough into it for people to start looking at positioning. This one means a lot. Early control by Ignashik, but throws it right into a Taylor player's hands. So we'll see what the IWU defense has for those shooters you mentioned in the pregame.
Yeah, it looks like IWU's defensive scheme is to keep Seacrest in the paint.
And there you say it, Kendall Bradbury, 32. Watch for her shooting threes.
Absolutely, she can kill you inside and out.
I'm sure that's no surprise to anybody studying the game tape on the coaching staff, but there she does, just steps right up, 3-0 early Taylor lead.
Well, if she gets hot early, we may have to make some early adjustments. And
down to Ignashik, taking advantage of the height, and good move by Ignashik. So exchange going each way. We'll see if Indiana Wesleyan continues to use the inside game. Taylor clearly favors the three-point arc. Back there to Bradbury. She's going to drive. Not there. Rebound IWU. And an early call.
Well, Randall, it appears early that we're going to try to make Lacey Garrett beat us from one of the Taylor guards. We're just leaving her open, and Seacrest is doubling down on anybody who drives the paint.
Drive there by Ann Seacrest, and I don't know, did she get stuck, or did she just lose the handle?
Yeah, she lost the handle. Just a tough angle.
Coming back, not quite like the opening fireworks last night at the men's game, but scoring early as both teams try to figure it out. There's Lacey Garrett, as you mentioned, but a steal by Carly Lang. She goes end to end, and nice soft touch with the finish.
Well, Carly Lang has been the most improved defensive player for the Wildcats this year, getting her proper hand in the passing lane and finishing on the other end.
Good aggressive play by Carly Lang to take the IWU early lead. And Taylor will come back in at set. Again, Lang out with the pressure. There's Garrett again, and we go back out to Bradbury with the three. You're right, someone's going to get a hand on her.
Yeah, the Wildcats have to get a hand up on all three-point shooters, and Ignashik is giving her a little too much space.
She's 20.8 points per game. She's already got 6 now.
Well, I would venture to say, without knowing the stats, she's probably averaged 25 to 30 against the Wildcats.
Lang with an early three, but goes wide. Back to Seacrest, follows, but not enough there. Lang again is everywhere, but just can't get enough out of it, and Taylor's coming back. Seacrest, as you said, running the offense, keeping in motion. Not sure what her position is there, and there's Bradbury again. She took a look. Plays coming in from the Taylor sideline here, right off our broadcast position. There's Bradbury again. She gets hit.
She sold that call, Randall, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sign her up for soccer. That's the good stuff.
I thought Ignashik was in very, very good defensive position. Maybe even got a piece of the ball, and Bradbury went down like you said, every good soccer player would.
We've got a mascot challenge, it looks like, of some, well, I don't know, not unofficial mascots. I'm not even sure the guy in red what he's supposed to be. We won't give undue attention to it, but some of the Catalyst players are improvising. Let's say that tonight.
As much as they want to distract Kendall Bradbury from the foul line. She's just too good of a player to be distracted by that.
She's got all of them right now for Taylor at 8 points, and that is the Taylor lead, 8-4.
Well, she loves this gym. She likes to score in this gym. We're going to have to make some adjustments against her as this game continues.
Here's Woofter with her first touch. Called her out in pregame. Watch for her be an offensive spark when needed. She takes the three on her own, and there it is.
Yeah. The last couple games, Margot seems to have been putting a little too much pressure on herself. She needs to relax, just be a freshman and continue to score.
In my limited announcing career, Jerry, I don't know that how many times I've actually called a player's name and then they go score. But Bradbury just makes it look easy on the other end.
Well, Coach,
that's 3 times top of the arc if I'm remembering right.
And Coach Whaley's going to have to make an adjustment.
Seacrest gets mixed up down there, and rather than a foul call, she gets the steps. And so it'll go back to Taylor.
Well, early on, they're going to let them play. These officials are really letting them play inside. There's a lot of bumping and pushing, but both teams will settle in. It's still early in the first quarter.
11 points for Taylor University. They're all in number 32. We don't have to tell you keep an eye on her. She's the only one that's been scoring so far. Not even a shot there by Abby Bucks, one of the 2 sisters to keep an eye on. That time good IWU defense. There's Woofter again. She sees it. It's not there. She's clearly in to take that shot, and 1 for 2 right now behind that arc. Taylor back.
Well, the Book sisters and Bradbury create an issue for the Wildcats defensively because they can all shoot from the perimeter, but they can also put the ball on the deck and drive to the basket.
Bradbury almost shot there before the call, and you know, we're not coaches, Jerry, but I saw her getting ready to take that again, and I didn't see any defender nearby.
Well, I like this matchup with Elena Adejoa coming into the game against Bradbury. Elena will be a little more physical than what Nicole had been, and it should be a very good matchup.
See what they do. Good close coverage, and that time resulting in a turnover, so defense sparks offense, and Katie Key is all by herself for the 3 and almost in. Good rebound, Seacrest. Out to Woofter, and Key looks again. She'll go out to Lang. Back into Adejoa.
There it is.
That's her game.
It really is. When Elena gets the ball inside, we talked to her before the game. She had 20 and 11 last game, and we're looking forward to another great night inside for Elena.
We mentioned the inside-outside game. Clearly IWU playing to its strengths, and there's one of the Book sisters playing to their strengths.
Again, we talked in the pregame about getting a hand up on the three-point line, and so far they've gotten 4 3-pointers, and we've not been close enough to get a hand up.
So early strategy, early positioning, but the 3-point battle is being won by Taylor University. Carly Lang is going to give her shot, but it's not there. Key gets the miss, the deflection, and Wildcats get another chance.
Yeah, the Wildcats have to continue to look to push the ball inside where we get a lot of our easy baskets.
Woofter looking, short jumper, still not there, and nobody there for the rebound. Second chance opportunity blown by the Wildcats, and Taylor's right back down. And that almost went there for Books. That would be Becca. Get my books straight.
Yeah.
For the Taylor fans that may be watching. We got a clarification on the pronunciation, and now I've got to get the sisters straight.
Well, we've got a library of books in the game right now,
yeah.
So we've got to figure out who's who.
And it's been all Bradbury, but they can score too. Check that. I think we've got 1 bucket for Abby Books, and everything else is Bradbury. Lang comes back again. The Wildcats are taking the open looks and just not getting them to drop right now.
Well, Randall, I don't think that the Wildcats should be matching the Trojans 3 for 3. That's not the Wildcat game.
Meanwhile, Becca Books says, here I am. We shoot threes. You're right. If you're going to play the 3-for-3 game right now, Taylor's way ahead on that. When the IWU has been effective, it's been mostly inside, with a few exceptions. So 17-9, early double figures by the Taylor Trojans, and not quite in a hole yet, but the Wildcats have got to start paying attention to the mismatches. Wolfter's not seeing anything open, so she'll keep the ball rotating. And now Key is going to try to drive. Good opportunity there for Katie Key creating something. We don't always see that from her, but that time it worked.
No, it's good to see her put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. Our offense is a little stale right now. Good defense.
Good steal by Katie Key. She's got help coming all by herself, and good follow by Seacrest. Textbook filling the lane and being right there off the miss.
The Wildcats, when they play solid defense, it really turns into fast break offense, and that's what we saw right there.
Back to one of the books. That time it's Abby, and Jerry, it's hard to make an analysis at this early part in the first quarter, but I think we're seeing two distinctly different offensive kinds of weapons here. There's Lang going down inside, and great pressure. And if Indiana Wesleyan is going to keep this up on a comeback, that's probably what we're going to have to see. Good driving down inside, draw the foul, and
Absolutely.
don't play the three-point shooting game.
Absolutely. The Trojans double-teamed right in front of us here. Seacrest made a nice hook pass to Lang, who finished the layup. Whenever you have a double team, someone's open, and we got to find that open player and continue to attack the rim.
But down on the other end, got to get a hand on those three-point shooters.
Well, the Wildcats defenders,
I know it's early, but they're 6 for 7 from the three-point line.
Coach Whaley's got a pretty short haircut, but he's going to be losing some tonight. He might be pulling some out. He's frustrated. That's 5 already that they've made.
The follow-up there by Indiana Wesleyan, so we've got a 4-point ball game as after Taylor looked to kind of be running away with it early on in the first quarter. Wildcats have done it with defense, and they've done it with inside penetration. We'll see if that formula keeps working. Bradbury now getting that pressure from Adedua. She gets a hand in her face, and this time Bradbury is wide left. First time, but the good follow by Taylor.
Well, Janae Goodwin just got lost. She was looking at the ball instead of blocking out who she was guarding, and that just turned into an offensive rebound and a putback for the Trojans.
No timeout so far. A couple of substitutions. Stephanie Conrad, 24 in the game, the junior for the Wildcats. And also, Janae Goodwin. Name was right on the tip of my tongue. Pressure from the Trojans.
Good defense by Katie. We need to finish strong with this last minute.
Key is going to drive again. Looks back to Lang, and she's going to take another one. She's been so close so many times. I like the way she's aggressively just staying with it. We hope some of those are going to drop, but Taylor's had the handle on the three-point shot all night. Almost there. Substitution, some of the substituting players coming off the bench. Another three-point shot there going up by Lauren James. Great second chance opportunity, rebound by the Trojans. The Wildcats are going to keep that defensive pressure going. 20 seconds left. A little bit of a shot clock differential, 4 seconds. Trojans are going to have to do something one way or another. Can't lead it. Pressure now, three-point shot.
Nope.
Do they count it?
It was an inadvertent whistle. There's no way that basket should count. The Wildcat defenders stopped because they heard a whistle.
Don't see the call. Looks like they're going to talk to the coaches. Maybe we can see. I don't know if replay will tell us anything if it was a whistle issue.
The gentleman, I believe, on the baseline blew his whistle. And then he realized, oh, wait a second. Okay.
So we don't have replay available to us, but as we said, Jerry, I'm not sure in this case it would tell us very much because the shot was away in plenty of time, but the whistle stopped the defenders cold. Yeah, I'm sorry. We can show you the clock with one shot, but right now our replay system is down. Okay. Jerry, the refs are over here talking to us, and so we'll try to give them what we have, but we do not have all of our replay angles that we normally would have available at this time. So I'm guessing, gentlemen, this will be the main camera with clock in the picture. And it'll just take us a few seconds to pull this up as we wait. All eyes are on us, but they're not really on us, Jerry.
Of course they are.
No, they're not. Thank goodness. They are on the spot. Here we go. Here we go. Right, there's the timeline. See that. Don't know if we can get what we're hearing as far as sound. Pressure down. Cross-court pass. They're saying 1 second was there on the shot clock. Does that mean basket counts, or does that mean a reset?
Well, I think the discussion is one of the officials blew an inadvertent whistle, and I believe they're going to set the clock, the shot clock, possibly with 1 second.
Okay, so basket no good.
I would say basket is no good. They'll give Taylor the ball with 1 second on the shot clock.
Now, I don't see any coaches looking angry, so I guess it's an acceptable decision.
Yeah, he's going to put 1 second on the shot clock.
Taylor gets 4.3 on the shot clock, if I'm reading that right.
Yeah, that's
that game clock.
That's the game clock.
They got shot clock is 1.
Right,
okay.
and it's going to have to be pretty much a catch and shoot. There's not a lot you can. Well, they got it to the right person.
If you're going to catch and shoot, it was almost there, and Wildcats fight for it and can't come down with the rebound. An odd way to end this first quarter, but very scrappy, dominating performance by the Trojans, but scrappy performance by the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. We'll take a break. Back for the second quarter. This is Wildcat basketball on IWU TV.
How do we help someone flourish and gain fulfillment?
On a consistent basis, you see people's life change.
You have the power to make good choices, you have the power to make bad choices.
I really do want him to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
I feel like I was not living life to the fullest.
Christmas lights dot Grant County, but in Van Buren, they've turned it into an art form and a contest.
We just work at it until we're tired and then take a break and then come back out and do some more.
Making Grant County and Van Buren a little bit brighter. Find out who won this week on Crossroads.
Happy holidays from your community station, WIWU TV.
Live at Lucky Arena as we get ready for the second quarter, 22-16 IWU. And Jerry, we were talking during the break about the effectiveness of the Taylor weapons. I think they're just going to keep shooting threes until we stop them.
No question. The difference in the game is 6 points. And the difference from the three-point line is 5 points. So right now it could easily be a 1 point game if we're defending.
As a coach, do you say, well, we'll get adequate pressure on them and they've got to go cold eventually? Or is it just,
well, I think we want to make the Trojans put the ball down on the floor and attack the rim. We want to get out and make them do something they're not comfortable doing. I believe that will help us. Trojans come out in a little matchup zone, little 3-2 zone.
So a little bit of a different look for the Trojans, trying to get some bodies on. A lot of A lot of kind of grinding there for Adejua as she gets a lot of pressure, but Ann Seacrest sees the opportunity and takes it. Great move for the Wildcats to cut it to 4.
Yeah, Seacrest is going to need to be a difference maker on both ends of the floor this second quarter.
Coming back the other way. Taylor has been shooting threes all the first quarter. Now they do the unusual for them. Bradbury drives the lane, and that's available to her. So far, teams trading baskets at this point, Jerry, and we do see some adjustments coming into the second quarter. Woofter, again looking for that. She's about 1 for 3 on those, but why not? They left it open.
Yeah, the Wildcats cannot fall in love with the three-point shot. They need to continue to run their offense and look inside.
Well, early stats here, first quarter. Trojans shooting 60% from the three-point line. A lot of those are Bradbury. And I think the Wildcats have hit one of them. Seacrest now comes back down and just goes right over the defender. Dares her to foul her, and if she doesn't, says, I'll put it in.
Yeah, Seacrest has that grit that you want to have from a player.
Good aggressive move, and speaking of aggressiveness, wow, Bradbury doesn't worry. She misses a 3, she comes back, makes 2 more.
You know, our ladies could be shaking their head thinking, well, she's gonna miss sometime. She may not. She's that good a player, and she has so much confidence in this building.
Well, I think Taylor, Jerry, as Trojans get a steal, I think Taylor would be happy to trade 3s for 2s all night.
Oh, absolutely. And there's another one going up.
And if they can keep shooting them like that, my goodness, Becca Brooks causes the Wildcats to say, let's talk this one over again. 30-second timeout, Jerry. And again, you're less of an amateur than I am, but I just see this offensive game plan to say we'll trade 3s for 2s all night.
Yeah, and early on and often, they're probably 8 of 12. They're shooting 75%.
I'm looking
or
at
a little
it right
better
now, and if this online is updated, it's 8 of 12, so that's a good call. And the Wildcats are 1 of 8. Overall field goal percentage for Taylor is 58%. Wildcats shooting 45%. You can't overcome those numbers.
No, but
not all at once.
But you can continue to put pressure out on the floor. I would like to see Seacrest guard Bradbury. I think that matchup would favor the Wildcats. Seacrest is a little more physical. I think she would give Bradbury, get her off her spots, and cause a little more difficulty. We'll see if they make that adjustment here soon.
A little pressure here by the Wildcats, and Taylor wants a foul from Bradbury because Keep hollowed right into her, but Janae Goodwin takes a shot and just doesn't follow up with the rebounds, and Taylor's coming right back at him. So a little bit of a scrum, but no call. You mentioned it earlier, the refs are going to let him play.
Well, it's now starting to take a Grant County rivalry look. A little chippiness on both ends of the floor from both teams. Both teams need to settle down and play their ball game.
You give credit to Taylor. We didn't talk much about their defense in the first quarter, but in this second quarter, they have been chippy and have been aggressive. That time, looks like Seacrest goes down as collision with Bradbury.
Yeah, it looks like they knocked knees pretty hard. Ann seems to be in a lot of pain.
We're going to get a pause here as trainers will come out and take a look, but she is not moving quickly. And your quick look at it, since we don't have replay, look to you, Jerry, like knees hitting?
Yeah,
which doesn't sound good.
No, Bradbury was trying to take a charge, and Seacrest came in as she always jump stops. So when she jump stopped, I think they just hit knee to knee, and hopefully she'll be fine. I didn't see anything in live action like she turned her knee at all. I just believe they just banged knees and got a little stinger.
It is amazing. We see it in basketball. We also see it in the college football and national football playoffs. You see a player and it looks like it's the game-ending injury, and then they're playing the next quarter.
Well, a lot of credit needs to go to the athletic training staffs all over the country. Indiana Wesleyan's is probably the finest in the NAI level. And they will get Ann back on her feet. Probably put a little ice on it, maybe wrap it up a little bit.
Probably if we see her, it's going to be second half.
Yeah, you're correct. We're going to have to make some adjustments defensively. Ignashik checks back into the game with 2 fouls. One player we haven't seen tonight, who usually is an outstanding shooter, is Dayton Groniger. So possibly we'll see the sophomore from Warsaw here soon.
We lost her stats as she comes out, but let's see, rebounding-wise, Seacrest is at 4, and she was the scoring leader at 6 as she goes out. So that's a big loss at this point, because her aggressiveness and presence was really making a difference. Keep the Wildcats in this, as we're looking at a 10-point
Lang,
difference.
good play. Excellent play by Coach Martinez.
Kendall Bradbury showing she can do it both ways. And big cross-court pass, a little dangerous looking to Janae Goodwin. And the Wildcats will set it back up, try to find what they need. Key is all alone down there, goes into Lang. Lang still can't deliver, but she's fighting for every inch she gets. And the Trojans come back quickly. A lot of credit to their hustle. And then another 3. And I just can't keep up with all the books in this
that's
library.
Abby.
That's Abby.
Yep.
The Books family is watching. We just see 3-pointers going everywhere. We'll get the daughters straight. But a lot of credit to their game plan. A 15-point lead now, Taylor. And Indiana Wesleyan needs to keep this one from getting away.
Yeah, the Wildcats are really out of sync.
Woofter, short jumper.
Yeah, she's going to have to really look to be aggressive offensively if we're going to climb back into this. Randall, there's so much time left in this quarter, but the Wildcats have to pick it up on the defensive end.
I haven't checked the numbers on the run, but it's got to be in the last 2 or 3 minutes of this quarter. Something like 10-2 or something, because all of a sudden you look up and Taylor's got a big lead. Coming back to Janae Goodwin. She can shoot the 3 and still not there. We've seen so many of those rattle out tonight.
Yeah, the Wildcats are it's really been unfortunate from behind the arc. Taylor has a great game plan running their little zone at the half-court set, and the Wildcats have to adjust.
Dangerous pass there to Bradbury, but Woofter had her back turned. Unfortunately, the shot doesn't go. Janae Goodwin takes it all the way down by herself.
Well, it was a wonderful Euro step where she crossed over and went from the elbow into the shoot the layup. Totally faked out the Taylor Trojan defender. And
tremendous presence by Janae Goodwin to take it coast to coast. We'll see what this call is. Janae Goodwin.
Yeah, a great play. I don't know if the Trojan defender was thinking there was somebody in the corner, but Janae gave her a little head and shoulder fake, and she took it, and we got the 2.
Well, the score doesn't look great, but what I credit Indiana Wesleyan is finding some way to get points on the board. They're doing it differently. And we're coming for replay. I don't think we have anything. We might have something. We'll tell you in a moment. Just give us a few minutes, gentlemen. And unobserved elbow in the face. I am assuming to our folks in the truck that we can just give the main feed again with clock. No, maybe right before this, so we got to go back maybe 20 seconds before that stoppage there. Okay, we'll re-rack that and see if we can see some. So you're looking for number 40, perhaps, of blue or orange, purple or white. Sorry, Taylor fans. We'll bringing that up. This is live. So you're looking for 40 and some kind of unserved elbow before the stoppage. Give us a few more seconds here. We'll see what we got. Okay, Janae scores. Coming back the other way. Top left corner is what we're looking for. Top left. 44, is that what we're looking for? Elbow to the chin, is that what we saw? I'm not a referee, but just calling what I saw there. We want to see that one more time. The same thing.
Okay.
Okay. Right there. Is that what you see right there? Okay. We're backing this up now if you're talking about 44 here in the left. Stop where? Stop here. Right there. We can't tell you exactly what they're deciding because they're stepping away, but we all saw it together. And Jerry, I guess they'll continue the conference.
Well, whenever they look at something like that, they're going to make a determination if it was it a flagrant, some sort of flagrant foul, or we'll just have to see what they're discussing.
Okay, while they discuss, we're going to assume that we are still being heard because a little bit of our jostling of our replay monitor here caused us to have a little trouble with our microphone, so I'm going to ask the truck to give me some kind of sign if we're on. So this is going to, if the conference goes on much longer, Jerry, I think we might have to call New York for the official replay.
Yeah, and possibly, there you go. Possibly we might get some sort of flagrant 1 or 2. A flagrant 2
so now they
could be an ejection, but a flagrant 1 would give us free throws and the ball. So this could be a very big call at this point in the game. Honestly, Randall, a play like this could ignite the Wildcats mentally and physically to turn it on and make a run towards the end of this first half.
While they talk, maybe we could see it one more time in case people are just kind of tuning in on the fly. Very interesting when we look at it in slow motion. Things look different in real time than in slow motion for sure, but you can see the two shoving there, Woofton and
that elbow is,
Becca Books.
Yeah, and this year there's a huge emphasis on any contact with an elbow above the head. And after looking at the replay and seeing it, inadvertently or not, she used her elbow to strike one of our players.
Now, Taylor fans are not happy about it. We're not really hearing what the call is here, however. We'll tell it to you when we know something. Now talking to the scorekeeper, stat keeper Kay, and we will try to figure out. Okay, they want to see it one more time just to verify the number.
I think so.
Okay, they check that.
Okay, we have a personal foul on number 1, Brooker of the Wildcats, and then a sportsmanlike foul on number 44, Becca Books of the Trojans.
Unsportsmanlike foul is what they're saying, house announcer. Is that the flagrant 1?
Yeah, I believe that's would probably be what that would be classified as.
So not an ejection for that. But IWU shoots 2. And as you said, Jerry, they'll get possession.
Yeah, we should get possession of the ball, and if we can knock down a 3, Randall, all of a sudden we're back to a 6-point game, and here we go.
Right, could be a huge transition here for the Wildcats after very long conference, but replay does its job. The Wildcats get a chance to reset. Dayton Gruninger seeing her first action. Back out, and she's took a look at it. You called a 3 would be nice. I think a 2 would be nice too, but Taylor's not going to let that happen. Lang takes another one, and this time it goes. You know, she kept pushing it up.
Well,
I think she had confidence.
What a turnaround. That's a 5-point swing, and now the Wildcats are right back where they are, and the energy on the defensive end. Let's see how the Wildcats compete over these last 4 minutes.
Down to Bradbury again, who's been effective down low, and she does a wild pass. Someone wasn't paying attention, and here's another chance. You're right, Jerry, you called it. Could be a big swing, and if they deliver here, we are back in this.
Basketball's such a game of emotions and swings.
Groninger all by herself, and she's got a 3. And all of a sudden, ball game again. And Wildcats are excited about it, so don't go away. It's just the second quarter. It's Wildcat basketball versus Taylor on IWU TV.
Do I really want to step into something that's not safe? Do I really want to do something that's uncertain?
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
The biggest communication problem is that we do not listen to understand, we listen to respond.
Back at Lucky Arena, 3:40 to go in the second quarter, and Jerry Johnson, I think you were a prophet there, saying this could be big after the flagrant call. It took forever. The Wildcats have delivered 2 different times down the court.
What the delay in the game really did, it gave the Wildcats a chance to adjust and rest, and it took the Trojans away from their momentum. So a huge swing in this second quarter.
And to be this close or close the gap or tie this game up at halftime after what Taylor's done in these first 2 quarters, that would be huge.
Yeah, and you can see the Wildcats are putting better pressure out on the perimeter.
Adjustments by the Wild, almost a steal there.
It's going to be tough to get a shot off.
Another chance, and that time Ignacic gets a hand on it, almost loses the handle trying to pass to Groninger, but the Wildcats will hold on and come back. Lang looks again, says that felt good. This one's not there, so Wildcats blown opportunity, maybe a quick shot there.
Well, we call those a heat check. That was just a little too quick. Ball reversal, make their defense move.
Taylor will try to reset. Not sure what the call was there.
They got Carly for an elbow in the back.
That gives Carly Lang, according to the scoreboard, just her first, so no trouble there. I like the defense of the unit that's on the court now, Jerry.
Yeah, the intensity is there.
Bradbury comes back, but this time the hand in the face works.
Well,
fighting for the ball there.
That's a tough call.
Is that going to give Nicole 3?
No, that's going to give Dayton 1.
Okay.
Loose ball. Both players are going for the ball. Could have gone either direction. Dayton got her first foul.
Reset for Taylor. Another chance, 2.5 to go. And Taylor, for the first time tonight, has looked a little out of sorts. I'll give credit to Indiana Wesleyan for that. Oh, yeah. And another bad pass.
Randall, the thing that the Wildcats need to do is make number 14 and number 10, their 2 guards on the floor. The Wildcats need to make those 2 players beat them from the perimeter. Really defend hard. The other 3 make those 2 knockdown shots.
Defense has been a big part of this. The other big part, shots like that from Dayton Groninger. That time it doesn't go, but I like the look.
No, Dayton is a very strong shooter. She needs to continue to shoot open threes.
Trojans back a couple of times down the court where they did not score.
I do like the adjustment. There you go.
Back to three-point shooting. This time new name, Aubrey Wright. Same effect. And those baskets just kill momentum.
I know, but we can live with that. If she's going to hit 4 or 5 in a row, then we absolutely have to make an adjustment.
Woofter running the offense, nothing there.
Trojans went back to man-to-man. The Wildcats can...
Groner had another look, but a foul away from the ball. Is that going to be against Lang? Put her on the line?
That was against number 12, I believe, Stratman. Ran through the screen. That's an easy call. If you watch right here, she just runs right through Carly to get to the screen. There's not much you can argue about there.
No shooting yet, but the fouls keep adding up a little bit. Is that really a foul-free game, relatively speaking?
Yeah.
For all the chippiness we've seen.
I don't believe the Wildcats have been to the foul line. Maybe one free throw for us.
Wildcats still looking for opportunities. That time Woofter just doesn't get it to drop. So Taylor gets another chance. Bradbury draws the foul that time.
Per second, team split.
Puts her on the line, 32-38 and 42 seconds to go. And she can miss. We've seen it on a couple of field goals.
Well, at least we know she's human.
There you see Lang getting her second. Not quite a chance to bleed the clock. Wildcats will have to do something with this, but they can certainly make...
Yeah, Cats have a chance to get a 2-for-1 if we can get a quicker shot up so we can get the ball back and get another shot before the half, but I think we're going to settle in and try to get a good shot in this shot clock.
Unlikely without a steal. Wildcats still looking for some kind of opportunity. Great man-to-man defense by Taylor, and that time results in the steal, and now they get a chance to work for the last shot.
Trojans did a great job doubling inside against Elena Adejoa, and Abby Books jumped the passing lane.
And they could even turn this into a 10-point game going into half if they do what they've been doing tonight. Wildcats defense. That time Bradbury with a rare kind of bad look, but they take it to halftime with a 7-point differential, and Wildcats still have work to do, but I'll give them a lot of credit, Jerry, in that second quarter. As you said, they were already coming on and kind of chipping away, but the call goes the Wildcats' way with the flagrant elbow by Books, and all of a sudden we've got a new game.
We really do, and it's only a 7-point game. The Wildcats have plenty of time. Coach Whaley will make the necessary adjustments in the locker room. It's going to turn out to be a fantastic second half.
Well, you don't want to miss it. We've got our halftime feature, then we'll recap the stats and take a look at that first half, and then we've got the whole second half for you. So keep it right here. You're watching Wildcat Basketball, Grant County Rivalry Night on WIWU TV.
Welcome back to this special edition of Crossroads as we count down to top 10 stories from season 13.
And Katie, when we get to this point in the countdown, we're talking about the best of the best. And so we need to get out of the way and let everyone see the video.
Right. At number 2, it's a local woman who defies a lot of expectations by taking her dreams to the sky.
They say when you love your job, every day is a vacation. And if that's the case, Laura Stantz has never worked a day in her life. She's a part-time instructor, part-time corporate pilot, and full-time aviation addict.
When I was small, somebody took me up in a little two-seat airplane and let me fly the plane, and I was hooked. I was 7 years old. I started saving my money when I was 11 or 12, and by the time I was 19, I had saved up enough to be able to take flying lessons, and I've been flying ever since.
If you ever find her on the ground, it's usually at events like Marion's annual Fly-In Cruisin', offering a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to soar through the air in a piece of history. A T-6 Texan, a single-engine aircraft used to train fighter pilots in World War II.
You can feel the history. As soon as you sit in it, you can feel the people that went before you, the men and even some women from World War II who learned how to fly and how to fight in that airplane and defend their country. There's just something about the sound and the smell and the feel. It's pretty hard to describe, but you are flying history, and it is quite an honor.
For Laura, flying the T-6 is about honoring memories, and not just those of the veterans familiar with the aircraft, but also memories of her own.
My husband and I had 2 children who passed away from the disease SMA, and so every year we host this fundraiser and we give rides with the Checkertail T6, and we donate the proceeds of that towards spinal muscular atrophy SMA support.
Laura knows life can be just as unforgiving as the planes she flies, but she hasn't let the past keep her grounded, and what started as a part-time passion has become a full-time commitment to helping others.
I can't imagine doing anything else. It's a piece of my soul, and to be able to use that for work and be able to do it to benefit other groups, I can't imagine anything better than that.
We met Laura before. We've talked to her at the Fly-In Cruisin', and my favorite moment is always when she gets out of that World War II plane and they see woman pilot. No,
Yeah.
no one says that now. She's been a regular long now, but it's always you kind of think people are thinking that.
For sure. I mean, it's not what you would expect to see, especially coming out of a plane like that, but she is just embodying it all, and she's also doing it for a great cause.
She honors the legacy of those pilots in World War II too by flying that. And we've got the Fly-In Cruisin' coming up very soon. Well, that brings us, Katie, to the #1 story from the past year, and no surprise that on a show full of Hoosiers, we've had basketball, historical reenactors, pilots. Crossroads people kind of get it done, don't they?
Yeah, for sure.
And why not wrap it up on a Hoosier racetrack? Your #1 story of season 13, the man who first caught the racing bug in the 1950s and never let go. Paul Hazen of Columbia City never met a set of wheels he couldn't drive faster. Actually, that was truer 60 years ago when trouble on the highway sent him to the relative safety of the track.
I was pretty wild on the road, and I just kind of decided it was time to quit doing that, and just thought, well, maybe it's time to calm down a little and go racing.
And this is Paul's idea of calm now. 10 years of driving himself, followed by 50 more and counting as a hands-on-the-car owner.
What do you think?
It felt pretty good.
Looked okay.
Maybe a little bit free.
Yeah. You meet a lot of people, you make a lot of friends. The competition, it wasn't grabbing a hold, doing anything goofy.
No.
I never had much help in learning to set a car up. I just started in and worked it out.
And at age 80, this is still his weekend hobby.
Worked 5 days a week in a factory, and like the old saying goes, probably spent $2 million to make $1 million,
Not a career, but maybe something better.
I tell you, I've never figured it out. It's worse than drugs because there's a cure for drugs, but there's no cure for a racer. It's just gets in your blood. You got it.
Old track hands told us Paul Hazen belongs in the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and there is such a thing. But Paul didn't bring it up. He had something else in mind. What's the favorite thing for you?
Winning. Yeah, that's always #1 priority.
And by the end of the night, he got there too.
Paul Hazen down here. Give this guy a round of applause. Winning sprint cars in the state of Indiana.
not his first time and probably not his last, because the timing of his final lap is just as open as the wheels that will take him there.
People ask me that, and I say, well, they ain't dug the hole yet.
What an amazing story to end on. I mean, just somebody who's doing something they love every single day. And I mean, both of our top 2 stories were like that.
Yeah,
amazing stuff.
Yeah, and Paul had over 20,000 views on Facebook. Not that, that's the only thing that matters,
Right.
why he got number 1, but that story connected with people all over the country
For
who know the
sure.
racing community.
Right, and I mean, racing in Indiana is such a big thing, so just
He
to sort
turned
of
80
that.
about the same time as my dad did, and I was just
Really?
thinking, man, to be out here doing something you love at age 80 when we did that show back in May. Well, we're headed for season 14 of Crossroads, and if you have story suggestions that could end up on next year's countdown, we do want you to email us, crossroads@nwest.edu. That's crossroads@indwes.edu. Or you can drop us a note at Crossroads, WIWU TV, 4201 South Washington Street, Marion, Indiana, 46953.
And while you're online, check out our social media, Facebook and Twitter pages. You'll keep up on what we're doing and where we're at. That's facebook.com/WIWTV and follow us on Twitter at WIWTV. And the best way to see new and old video from Crossroads is to follow our YouTube channel. All these stories from season 13 are on there, as well as exciting content from WIWTV. Subscribe to youtube.com/WIWTV51 and you'll get notified whenever there are new videos to watch. And you can also access the YouTube channel on your smartphones, mobile devices, and smart TVs such as Roku and Apple TV by going to the YouTube app and logging in.
And there we are, top 10 stories of season 13, and you were here for most of them.
Yes, I was for a couple. I missed the racing one because I was doing my internship, so that was a really great one to end on.
Yeah, a lot of good stories through the summer, and we love to be a part of that, and we're looking forward to season 14.
Yes, we are, and that'll do it for this special edition, the best of season 13. Keep watching this fall for a whole new season of your friends and neighbors on Crossroads. For everyone who's worked on this show, I'm Katie Key.
And I'm Randall King. We always like to say the crossroads of life bring people together, and that's what we try to do here each week.
Thanks for watching, and so long, everyone.
Happy holidays from your community station, WIWU TV.
Here's Bob Peters. Oh, very difficult. Oh,
You may claim that you witnessed this play by watching it from the comfort of your own home. But did you really witness it? Come join Wildcat Nation and truly witness the excitement of Wildcat basketball.
Well, speaking of stars, there's a freshman, Grant Smith, has made play after play here in the second half. He's going face up, crossover, breaks the ankles, bruise, a bucket, and now at the free throw line.
As halftime fun continues, Randall King and Jerry Johnson. Let's take a look at those first half statistics, Jerry. And we said it somewhere in the middle of the beginning of the second quarter or somewhere in there that we were trading threes for twos, and you can see that. Look at that three-point statistic.
Well, if you look at the overall stats, they're shooting 54% from the field. They've only made 3 other shots outside of a three-point shot, 63% from the three-point line. I don't think that's sustainable.
And field goal overall, obviously 43 to 54, but you take that 54% and you make 60% of threes. That's hard to overcome, and you've got to think Coach Whaley is in there now talking about a game plan to shut down those three-point shots. They're going to have to go after them.
Yeah, and every basketball player who's ever played the game understands players aren't going to continue to make threes like they do sometimes, like Taylor was making in the first half, but they did. Now we go to the rebounds.
You also see Taylor getting after it. A good number there for Indiana Wesleyan, but the defensive numbers obviously lopsided.
Yeah, which means they're really doing a good job. The Trojans are doing a good job keeping us off the boards. This is the first game I've seen at home that we're trailing in the rebounding category at half.
So when Indiana Wesleyan has done well, we said this a couple of times. Now it's not the whole game, but when they've done well, it's been people like Carly Lang. She's taken some of the outside shots, but she's also been able to drive. We lost Seacrest. We'll see what her status is coming as they come back out for the second half. But we've seen some effectiveness on the outside, but I think most of when we've talked about IWU scoring, they're driving, they're drawing attention, they're taking short jumpers, or they're getting those layups.
Yeah, and that's the thing for the Wildcats is we have to be able to score inside. And Trojans had a great game plan coming out and doubling our post players. And when they switched to the zone at the beginning of the second quarter, that really bothered the Wildcats. So we'll see. Both teams made adjustments. Both teams are going to come out. The Trojans are really senior-led.
3 plays now. There's Bradbury stepping up for one of her many threes. She cooled off a little bit in the second quarter. And Nazik got going early, but you mentioned the foul trouble, and we didn't really see anything else from Nicole.
No, she came in a little bit.
Yep,
great. A great defensive play by Carly Lang with the ball denial.
Transition basket there.
Yeah, I love this play. A little fake. 14 right just stepped out of the way.
And those have been so effective, you got to hope some more transition baskets this time work out. Now we're only seeing Carly's make there. She had about 5 that went awry. They were all close and they were good looks, but came back, and then Groninger comes off the bench and I think hits about 2 of them in succession.
Yeah, that was our run to get us to 3 points. Wright knocks down a very big 3-pointer for the Trojans right before half.
So I don't want to over-speculate on this. You got another team on the other end that's going to game plan too, but I think the IWU is just a few possessions away from closing this gap again, and anything can happen if you can just maybe up that shooting percentage a little bit.
Well, the key for the Wildcats to begin this third quarter is how we will defend on the arc against the Trojans, and really how we're going to defend Bradbury.
We watched way too many Taylor players untouched, and at least in the first quarter, we didn't even see a lot of hands and faces. Everybody who plays the game says, at the least, you got to get a hand in their face.
Yeah, the killer bees, the Books and Bradbury, really took us to task, making 9 out of their 10 3-pointers in the first half. The Wildcats have to do a better job this second half. I believe the adjustments have been made. We'll find out in a little bit what's going to happen.
Well, we've got to give a little bit of credit, I think. Everyone knows we're the Indiana Wesleyan broadcast, but Taylor has come into this place with a solid game plan, knowing who they are, and except for a few stretches there in the second quarter, they've been able to do exactly what we expected them to do. There's no surprises there, and I think, like you said, the coaches have got to have an answer for that.
Well, they're doing what they want to do. I've seen the last 4 games against this matchup against these 2 teams. All 4 games, Taylor has executed their game plan and forced the Wildcats to play their game plan. It's time for the second half for Coach Whaley to make the adjustments for the Wildcats to enforce their will against the Trojans.
And maybe we can quickly look at that division or that Crossroads League graphic one more time, because we called it out early. I think IWU has had a solid first part to the Crossroads League season, coming in at 6-0. Their national ranking's actually a little bit lower than Taylor's, but their conference record. But all these teams, Marion, Taylor, Grace, 4-2, 3-3, even St. Francis, every one of these teams can bring a strong game into Lucky Arena, and those positions are going to change.
Everybody's shooting for number 1. And the Trojans would like to get a game closer if they can sneak out a win here at Lucky Arena. The surprising team that I saw there that's 4-2 is Grace. Grace is undersized, but they have heart like no other team in the conference.
And we might get some scores up for you as this game progresses, some of those other Crossroads Leagues teams that you have. The Wildcats go to Huntington this Saturday for the doubleheader with the men. The next time we see them, Jerry, is going to be on the 19th, if I am correct. And it's going to be Marion coming to town. Always a tough out.
Well, that'll be the game probably to see who's going to hold first place in the conference.
Right now, early possession by Taylor, nothing going, and we are back into action here at 39-32.
Well, the Cats have shown when we pressure the ball out on the perimeter, the Trojans have forced turnovers. They've thrown 3 or 4 balls away late in that second quarter. Katie Key got right up into one of the Books twins, forced her to throw a ball out of bounds.
Offensive pressure driving the basket. Nicole Ignasic back there, and a chance to work that ball down low. Groninger draws a crowd. Back out to Key for the 3. Very wide look for Katie Key. Just not really what you usually see from her. It's usually rimming out. So we're going to go back the other way. And you don't want to make much of two things, but you'd like to see those early possessions in the quarter start to turn things around, just to give them confidence.
Yeah, the Wildcats were attacking this zone in the middle. The Trojans adjusted well and defended with a lot of pressure with one more player in the paint.
That time the open look for the 3, and she doesn't take it. Really kind of expected that.
Well, and that's been the
Lacey Garrett driving.
Yeah, that's been the Wildcats' game plan. They're going to allow Garrett to attack the rim, and Ignasic says, you're not going to get this close.
Back out, Wildcats come out to defend. Pressure coming in, nothing going, but Trojans again very good on the defensive end or the offensive rebounds. Another opportunity.
The Cats, especially the guards, have to block out and don't allow the opponent to get the rebound. And so far in this game, there's been at least 4 offensive rebounds by the Trojans from those guards.
You let a good team get second chances. Did Margot get a hand on that?
Yeah, she just
good, clean, no.
Oh,
no
absolutely,
foul.
no. That's a great block by Woofter. And I love the intensity that the Cats have come out in this third quarter.
Puts Abby Books on the ground. Coming right back here. And the layup doesn't drop. This time Wildcats in position for the rebound. They're going to come back fast and hard.
That's just a wily senior by Aubrey Wright, waiting for the freshman to go by and a little slap tap to knock the ball away.
Kind of an uneven start to this third quarter. Neither team seems to want to score. Both teams trying out some new things defensively. Woofter will get him set back up, but she's working hard there and draws a crowd out to Lang. She's going to take a look again at it, and this time, boom there for Carly, and she says, I'm not giving up on the 3 yet.
Carly has a lot of confidence from behind the arc. She will continue to shoot. She worked hard with Coach Fred Hodson in the spring and has really developed a fine three-point shot.
Well, I like the confidence because she's been open a lot. And
yeah, there's
Books gets a gift there.
Yeah, Becca Books. Both the Books girls have really been taught well to catch and release. They really catch the ball, get their feet set, and go straight up.
Down quickly to Nicole Ignasic. We haven't seen that in a while.
No.
A welcome relief.
Yeah, the Trojans do a great job of bottling up the paint to not allow Nicole. They just were a little soft there.
Back to the Trojans. Real quick awareness to get back for both teams tonight. That time, thought it looked clean, but Lacey Garrett draws the foul.
Wildcats are in good position. Groninger just brought her hands down at the very end.
Groninger now with 2 fouls. Probably not a big factor.
Yeah, if you see this here,
got her with the body.
Yeah, Dayton jumped. She didn't need to jump.
Hold the position there. Kind of an ugly-looking free throw, but it drops. And we'll get some substitutions. Meredith Deckard coming in for Taylor. Wildcats keep everyone on the court. A little bit of pressure.
Trojans may look to run and jump here and trap. They fall back into their zone.
Moved her back over to Lang. She's got a chance. Just gets stripped. No call. Wildcats get another chance. As Lang inbounds, see if they got a set play for this. Nicole. Key looks, Groninger is going to take it. Almost there, but good follow by Ignasic. You'd love to see some more of that tonight.
Well, it'd be great if Nicole can continue to rebound and score.
Follow-up baskets keeping the Wildcats in this, trading with Taylor Trojans as they come back. And I think good defensive intensity, Jerry, shutting down Taylor.
Well, defense on the ball, we've really got to do a better job of getting out on the ball. Good hands by
good hands Bradbury alone, but if that was on Ignasic, wow. She doesn't believe it.
I don't think
we'll have to get a look.
Yeah, wow. How do you call a foul on somebody who's laying on the floor?
What we say, so who did the call go to?
It went to Carly Lang.
Okay.
That's the third
so
on
3
Carly.
for Lang.
You got credit Bradbury for battling and continuing after it.
Now maybe I missed something. I'm looking at on the scoreboard, Jerry, 3 for Dayton Groninger.
Well,
am I seeing that right? It's coming back around.
That's 2 for Dayton on the board.
No, it's got to be. The call's got to be on Lang, so I'm reading that wrong.
Yeah. They put the points on. There we go. We got the points adjusted.
Oh, Groninger just lost it there. I don't know if she was looking to pass or.
Yeah, she got it slapped over. Again, it's a smart play by Wright. She allows her to go by and just slaps it away.
Good play by both teams. You can see both coaching staffs coming up with some adjustments, but Taylor shooting the long one. And it's kind of nice to see some of those not dropping for a change. Sure. Oh, bad pass.
Yeah, I think we're going to come up with it.
He comes up with it.
Boy, a lot of hand play being between the three-point lines on both teams that are not getting called.
Aubrey Wright, 14, with the foul there for Taylor. As Janae Goodwin checks back in. She'll give Lang a seat.
We've just given up about 6 or 8 inches. Gives the Wildcats a little quicker lineup on the offensive end, as well as to be able to guard the perimeter better on the defensive end.
Wolfter alone, but still with traffic, and Ignasic doesn't follow, but follows her own shots. That's textbook. That's just good, smart play.
Well, we just have to continue to try to get Nicole the ball to work. This game is starting to turn into one of those classics, Randall.
Well, you got to love it. Whatever side you fall on, you got to love good basketball, and to see them playing hard on both ends. What's interesting to me, Jerry, just as a casual observer, is whatever IWU has done, Taylor's changed its offensive game. They're just not stepping back and shooting the threes all the time.
Well,
some of it's worked, some of it hasn't.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the second half. We want to take that away, which I believe we have. I would love to see the replay to see if Dayton's feet were outside the circle. She was called for a block. Looked like she was in pretty good defensive position.
Field goal percentage back. Here we see.
Here we go. Wow.
Tough call.
She was outside of both. Tough call.
Field goal percentage now 43-45 in favor of Indiana Wesleyan. So that has been the difference as the Wildcats have slowly, I emphasize slowly, chipped away at this and stayed in it. But Still a 6-point advantage right now for the Taylor Trojans.
Just have to continue to battle and take each possession at a time and get something out of it.
Groninger looks left and right and then just says, I'll take it. Short jumper, that's a 2, but keeps the 4-point margin. So I like Indiana West, the way they're playing right now, Jerry. They're scrapping for everything. They just got to turn that margin around and make sure those things don't happen.
Yeah, you just have to compete every defensive possession.
Back down quickly for the Wildcats.
Wildcats have numbers.
There it is, and it just doesn't drop again. May Goodwin thought she had one. Wolfter back over to Groninger. She's had the look all night. She gets stripped and the foul. And put her on the line.
Yeah, I like the ball movement from the Wildcats there with the 4 guards on the floor, making the defense move and shift quickly, which allowed Dayton to get the drive down the middle and the foul.
Team fouls now at 4 for IWU, 2 for Taylor. So neither team really close to the bonus yet. Groninger makes both of them, and we're down to a 2-point game, a margin we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, so far the Cats have really forced both the Books and Bradbury not to get many shots and making everybody else take shots for the Trojans, and that's been the difference in the comeback.
But it's been sneaky. It's got to snuck up on
absolutely,
Taylor,
and that's what you want.
Chipping away, back down to Taylor. Bradbury gets another look, and she makes it again. It's not a 3 this time, but it still counts as points.
But that's what you want out of your senior leader. You got to get touches in places where you can score, and the Trojans ran a good set for her.
Pressure after the main basket. This time Wooter looks. Wooter, sorry about that. Just doesn't look good, and the freshman really hasn't had a lot of good looks all night. Elena Adejua checking back in. Haven't seen her much. Need her presence down low. Lang back off the bench after a short sit. We thought with 3 fouls she might be sitting longer, but they need her offense.
Yeah, last 2 possessions for the Wildcats way too quick from their shots. Woofter and Lang. I'd like to see the Cats move the ball and work to get a great shot.
Woofter's going to take that one. Still not there. And the freshman who is scoring a lot of points in her inaugural season has just had a tough night. Played aggressively, but just not there offensively.
This is a big defensive possession for the Wildcats.
Taylor shot.
Well, you can't overhelp and double against Bradbury and leave one of the Books open. Anytime they've had an open 3, they've knocked it down all night.
Abby Books goes to 14 on the night. Second leading scorer for Taylor. And those things are what we saw in the first half, and IWU can't let them start doing that again. That's what made the margin so difficult to cross.
That was just a defensive mistake by the Wildcats in trying to double Bradbury.
Shot clock winding down. Adejua gets a quick look, not there, but
good hustle by the Cats.
Katie Key grabs the ball. The Wildcats will get another chance. Wildcats showing that patience you need, Jerry. Woofter will drive. It's almost there, and it is there. We haven't seen any scoring from her tonight, and that time she creates her own shot.
Well, Margot can go on a run on her own and score about 10 or 12 quickly, so hopefully that will get her fired up and ready.
There's Katie Key with the steal.
Good defense by Katie Key.
Good follow-up, and no foul, no attempt. Great speed for Katie Key. Great opportunity as the quarter winds down.
Another good play.
More defensive pressure. What's the call?
That's a foul by Abby Books. Another great defensive play by Katie Key. Knocks the ball away to Woofter. Books grabs Woofter. Should be going to the foul.
defensive pressure making them make mistakes.
Absolutely.
That has been the Wildcat game in this third quarter.
And Katie Key's been our defensive stopper all year.
First you get the score by Woofter.
There goes Woofter.
And then it follows up, and just great awareness by Katie Key and the speed to get down there and finish.
Boy, I'd love to see and honor Katie by hitting a 3 right here.
You almost called it. Thought it was going to be there, followed by Ignasic, and she's wisely getting that shot back up, knowing she's probably going to get fouled. Jerry, you put Nicole on the line. This can cut it to 1.
Yeah. Big turnaround in this last minute.
Help me on this. Has IWU led at all tonight?
No.
If they have, I haven't remembered it.
No, we have not.
We have
not had the lead yet. Bradbury hit the opening 3, Nicole hit a 2, and we've been trailing ever since.
Ignasic misses the first. She needs this one. Cut it to 2. Great psychological barrier as the quarter winds up.
Well, if there's only going to be about a 3-second difference on the shot clock and game clock, if we can get the Trojans to take a quicker shot, we can have a chance to possibly tie it or take the lead before the end of the quarter.
And the only problem with that, Jerry, is Taylor knows it.
Yeah, they're going to sit out here and pound it for a little bit, but they're going to have to take a shot at
team is well coached,
Yeah,
but even if you miss, you leave just about 3 seconds at best.
Yeah,
more like 2 on there.
Yeah, and
great pass by Bradbury. Pass to Bradbury, and great follow, smart play. Wildcats will heave it, not there. And not a killer, and a good quarter for the Wildcats, I'd say, coming in at a 7-point deficit. They close at 4, got it almost to 1, got it to 1, but a big deal. So we have a lot of basketball to play in this fourth quarter. Keep it right here. We'll be back in just a moment with more Wildcat basketball.
Here's Bob Peters. Oh, very difficult.
You may claim that you witnessed this play by watching it from the comfort of your own home. But did you really witness it? Come join Wildcat Nation and truly witness the excitement of Wildcat basketball.
Seth Maxwell, this freshman, off the inbound. Oh! Kyle Magnus!
Wow, going high altitude.
The inbounds play! Look at Magnus off the inbounds play. That's some highlights. Oh, a little bit of emotion. Freshman off the inbounds. Oh! Kyle Magnus!
Back at Lucky Arena, and Jerry Johnson break down what we saw just going into that quarter, what Taylor's doing here.
Yeah, watch. Taylor does a great job. They want Elena to come out, 24 attacks, force Carly to come pick up that player, and Bradbury was wide open. Great call by Coach Martinez.
Good fundamental basketball, getting your opponent out of position and doing exactly what you want to do. And we just got to say, Taylor has most of the 3 quarters we've seen. I think that third quarter was their most ragged, but most of those 3 quarters they've executed very well.
Yeah. It's important for the Wildcats to get off to a good start in this fourth quarter and possession by possession chip away until the Cats can take the lead.
Got to make the most of these possessions. They go by quickly. 9:30 to go in the game now, and that one doesn't deliver. Taylor's going to come back hard. And there we go. I just almost thought going in for Books again, but this time doesn't deliver. The Wildcats get a chance to come back.
Well, you got to have your legs.
Janae Goodwin looking for a 3, and there it is. How about a few more of those?
Well, there's Bradbury on a run out. That's what she's famous for.
Got to get back. They're just lucky Bradbury doesn't do that. So now the Wildcats will run and gun a little bit.
Well, we got to make them pay in this situation. One pass, knock this down.
Dayton Grover says, "I'll do it. I will do it." Back-to-back threes for the Wildcats. First lead of the game, Jerry. Is that right?
Exactly. And, a mishap by Bradbury. And that's a good foul. Got beat backdoor.
Woofter with the foul, obviously got wrapped up on her arm, but she said it shut down probably an almost certain layup.
Yeah, and Bradbury doesn't miss many shots.
There's the three by Goodwin.
Yeah.
Just a great look and no doubt
and
on her mind.
The extra pass is what makes the difference there.
Same thing by Groninger, and I love to see the fire. Like they know this is huge. So now that sparks the defensive end.
Well, all of a sudden now, it's a different. When you're down, if your legs feel a little different, your shot feels a little different from three. There's Bradbury pushing up the line.
Again, good fundamental play.
Yeah, she's undersized for a post player in our league, but she uses her body extremely well by pushing, laying up the line to have a wide open, and nobody in help behind.
Back over to Groninger. This time Bradbury's right on it, and almost a bad pass there. As Sydney Huffman for Taylor gets a hand on it. Possession stays with the Wildcats. And Jerry, you said a classic. We got a tie ball game.
Yeah, I love the intensity. I love this atmosphere, and both sets of fans are rooting vehemently for their team. And
we got to get some of the red back on their feet like they were last night.
Yeah, that's a tough pass.
Tough pass to Ignacic, but she draws the foul. And in a game that hasn't had a lot of fouls, if we see more of that down the stretch here, it could be a big deal.
Yeah, and the Cats can't be too impatient by trying to beat it inside. Take what the defense gives them, and they'll get good shots.
Out to Groninger off the inbounds. Hoofter now looking at it. Dayton says it's not there. Rotation by the Wildcats into Ignacic, and she just gets in a crowd, but great job for Carly Lang, and Groninger takes a look, almost there.
Good rebound by Carly. Great hustle by the Wildcats on the offensive end of the floor.
Wisely taking it back out and setting it up. Fresh shot clock. Oh, Groninger goes down, but didn't see a call. Was that a trip?
Well, I'm not sure what happened there. It's a play they've run all year, and I don't know if she stepped on somebody's foot or just got caught up in her own, but unfortunate for the Wildcats.
Results in a turnover and goes back the other way after IWU fought for 2 or 3 possessions there. Just didn't result in points. Over to Bradbury by herself.
Can't lose her.
You give her a second or two, that's what's going to happen.
Nicole has to stay out on the floor at all times when you're guarding that player. This is reminiscent of last year during the semifinals of the conference championship. They would put her out there.
Lang looks at a three again, and she has found the handle this second half.
Well, we're at an old-fashioned shootout right now.
It's taken 3 quarters, but I think IWU has finally found its outside shot, and it's about time. Taylor's coming back, had few more go awry.
There we go.
Good pressure by the Wildcats, coming back hard.
Push the ball, nice, Margot.
Woofter. She just found it too, says I'll take one of those and the lead back, thank you.
Margot's a gamer. I don't care how many shots she may have missed in that third quarter. She is a gamer. She's going to continue to look to score.
Taylor gets back in position. Ignacic gets driven on, and fortunately Bradbury doesn't deliver on that, but Nicole was beaten.
Yeah, I'm not sure Nicole's going to be able to defend her out on the perimeter.
Pass into Nicole. There it is. Oh, she thought she got hit, but instead everybody falls on everyone else.
I'm not sure what the call is here. Yeah, it's on Lang.
Yeah, it looked like maybe she was anticipating pressure and she adjusted her shot, just went too high on the backboard and then came down off balance.
Well, this is the time of game, and especially this time of season, they're in great shape, but the intensity is a lot.
Well, there you're.
You know what? I believe she got.
Clearly, it was Dayton.
Yeah.
Kind of tripped.
She got her foot caught on Carly Lang.
Just incidental contact there. Results in a turnover. So now pressure by the Wildcats. Katie Chi trying to frustrate them. Take some time off the shot clock. Book sisters working together. Good pressure, good man-to-man pressure by the Wildcats.
Janae's got to show some help.
Works the shot clock under 10.
Good help by Katie.
Oh, no, that time.
Very good.
They're going to call her for steps.
Well, Katie came over she was in great help situation, but yes, that good call by the official with traveling on Bradbury.
So it looks like the Wildcats have figured out at least what Kendall Bradbury is going to try to do. And you can't totally shut her down, but they've really neutralized some of her weapons at this juncture.
Yeah, I know it's early January, but boy, this sure feels like March.
Does indeed. Nicole Ignasic just can't drop.
That's her patented left-handed shot. That's okay. We just got to defend on this end.
And they got to keep going back to it.
Wright and Key are battling.
Really tough now. As the ladies match up on defense. Katie Key got beaten there. She just got turned around.
Well, we call that getting okey-doked. She was anticipating Wright to go around, and she just turned her head and put the ball in the deck.
Great presence by Aubrey Wright of Taylor. Give her great credit there. And Katie's just got a stick there. Shake it off, going back the other way. Margot looking. Again, that time a pass to Ignasic, just too high.
That's a freshman mistake. Yes, she wants to get it into Ignasic, but you have one of our better three-point shooters in Katie Key standing in the corner by herself. That she has to be able to make the right play as a freshman, and she's working on it.
4-minute mark, Elena Adejua comes off the bench. Nicole Ignasic gets a seat. Taylor likes that call. Indiana Wesleyan confused.
That's only Katie's second foul. I love her aggression. She will continue to adjust. Stephanie Conrad there. Mental mistake by Stephanie Conrad. She has to know she's guarding one of the best shooters in the conference. Again, you have to cover.
Full timeout. We'll talk about it when we come back. Don't go away. It's Wildcat basketball versus Taylor on IWU TV.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think. The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Back in Lucky Arena, Randall King, Jerry Johnson. We talked about him in pregame, and right now, Jerry, Bradbury 30 points, and the Books sisters, Abby and Becca, each at 14. You called them bookends.
Yeah, they are the bookends, and Bradbury is the filling. I tell you what.
And if Taylor's going to be stopped, you're going to have to stop 2 out of 3 of those 3.
Yeah, and we have to play a little bit of a better mental game.
Janae Goodwin sees something there. She comes up short on the short jumper, but good to Elena Adejua. And I don't know if it was foul trouble, but I would want to think we'd want to see a little more of Elena earlier.
Yeah, she's a little more athletic on the perimeter than what Nicole can provide, and that should help us.
1 point down.
You got to keep a hand up at all times.
Baskets.
Yeah, got to keep a hand up at all times on those perimeter players.
Down the stretch, a lot of grittiness. Who doesn't make a mistake? Who forces some other people to make a mistake?
Good rebound by Elena.
Comes down with authority, and they'll go back the other way. Now she's saying, look for me. Margot back to Key. Wildcats get a chance to run their motion offense.
Yeah, we still have to continue to attack inside.
That should be there all night, because if you don't score, you've got a Dedua probably drawing a foul.
And that's Elena's strength in post position, as Bradbury's strength is too, by using her body as a weapon, and Elena needs to knock down these free throws.
Yeah, Elena could use some more minutes sitting there with no fouls on her. So giving Nosek a good rest and maybe bring the Twin Towers
I wouldn't
back.
be surprised if we don't see Elena most of the minutes down this stretch, if she can continue to be productive inside.
No time to slow it down yet, Jerry. Taylor's going to keep doing what they do.
No, they're going to continue to work, and we got to get a hand up.
Did they call Carly Lang? Yeah, they caught her with a push.
Yeah, that's her fifth foul.
Becca Brooks goes to the line, gets to add to her total. And Carly Lang is done.
But that's just good coaching by Coach Martinez. He knows the mismatch. They just set 4 out, put Becca Brooks inside, try to draw that fifth foul on Lang.
I'm not seeing Carly take a seat yet. Are we missing something?
You have 30 seconds, and I'm sure probably Groninger is going to come into the game for the Cats, as she does.
Lang sits with 14 points, so a very productive night, especially in the second half as she found her outside shot. But Becca Brooks scoring points when the clock isn't running.
These are the types of games I love to coach, because it becomes a chess match. Who is going to make the moves effectively to defeat their opponent? And we're going to see bit by bit between Coach Whaley and Coach Martinez.
2:30 to go in the game. Crossroads League positioning certainly on the line. Maybe even more importantly, on an emotional level, Grant County bragging rights. Of course, we go back to Taylor in February. Those games will be here on WIWU TV. They'll both be grudge matches, no matter how this turns out.
Yeah, Wildcats still have to attack the basket. We've been attacking the perimeter fairly well, but we still have to attack the basket from the outside.
Woofter floater.
I like that
Adedua
inside. There
follows
you go.
quickly.
Well, Randall, I'm sure you know I affectionately call Elena the Beast, and the Beast is awake and well.
Well, I love the strong pull down with the rebound, but I like she goes back up so quickly.
Yeah, and that's her conditioning over the summer has really refined her body this year, to where she's able to play longer minutes and do good things like this.
Pressure on Taylor.
Hands up.
Collision.
Wow. Dayton just sliding her feet. That call could have gone either way. Becca Brooks led with her elbow as she attacked the basket. The call goes against Groninger. That's Dayton's fourth. That's
Groninger now with 4. 10 points for her, so more productivity and some real key baskets at key times. You can see the collision here, Jerry.
Yeah, see how Brooks led with that right arm? That could have gone either way.
What the ref saw was the collision with the body.
Wildcat Athletics invites you to visit IWWildcats.com/missioninAction.
Take a break, full timeout. You're watching Wildcat basketball with 1:35 to go on WIWU TV.
From Seth Maxwell, this freshman off the inbound. Oh! Kyle Mangus!
Wow, going high altitude.
The inbounds play! Mangus off the inbounds play. That's some highlights. Oh, a little bit of emotion. Freshman off the inbounds. Oh! Kyle Mangus!
to live action. Indiana Wesleyan on the inbound.
It's a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout. Were they having difficulty getting across the timeline, Jerry?
Well, Taylor did a nice job. They've done a nice job all night, pressuring us in the backcourt and then sending an extra player up to try to steal the pass. Coach Willie will get the ball in the front court. With Ignashik in, we will try to get the ball inside. Taylor's going to overload with 3 players on Ignashik. That will allow one of our perimeter players to be open for an open shot. I see either Woofter or Groninger knocking down a big shot for us.
1:28 to go. Can either team get separation here, I think is the question, Jerry.
If separation is 1 point, that might be what it is.
That's all you need to win. But
yeah, exactly.
My goodness, it's flip-flopped 2 or 3 or 4 times just here in the last 2 minutes. Katie Key trying to make something happen for the Wildcats. Not in a hurry yet.
No, 15 seconds. We have to be patient.
Woofter with the big cross-court pass, always looks a little dangerous. Down to Ignashik. She goes up hard. They call her for travel.
Again, they did exactly what we talked about. Bradbury had her. They brought somebody else in. Nicole put her head down and turned the ball over. This is a big stop for the Cats.
Pressure Wildcats, Janae. Matching speed. Everybody's watching a player. Trojans trying to get mismatches.
Good.
Almost lost the ball there.
That's really good defense by Dayton Groninger. She saw the back door coming, got down, got in position. Did bump Bradbury, but knocked her off a little bit to where the ball goes out the Cats' way.
51 seconds. Another 30-second timeout. So you called it a chess match, Jerry. I think we're seeing that.
Well,
each possession, maybe they'll use what's left as 30-second timeouts and set something up.
Yeah, I want to see this replay again. They ran this little backdoor set for Bradbury early. Try to get her look. Dayton, good, really good position. Feet set, hands straight up. You know, Bradbury just turned the ball over.
So what do you do if you're IWU with 51 seconds and the ball? You get it in, and then do you play your normal set? We're looking at some of these Crossroads League score. Goshen wins over Huntington, or check that, Huntington wins, and the Wildcats will go there on Saturday. Bethel, who lost to Indiana Wesleyan, loses to Marion. Marion's always strong.
It was close.
Here we go, back.
Yeah,
Wildcat action.
If I'm the Cats, I'm going to run our normal play, try to get the ball. They did a nice job reading that play. Try to get the ball to Ignashik, but if not, we got to take what they give us.
Not getting in too big of a hurry.
Got to get Groninger out on the perimeter. Drive the ball, knock this down.
Something. She's going to drive herself with the floater, and it doesn't go. Katie Key rebounds, second chance, and she gets fouled.
Taylor's that's only their third foul.
One to give, but more important with 21 seconds to go, possession.
I like the drive by Groninger. Maybe if I would have, from a coach, I would have liked her to shot the three. She had her feet set.
Got to get something here.
Yeah. I like Woofter off the bounce. If she can make a good decision here. Well, there we go.
You called it.
There
it is, three-point basket.
There we go.
They left her alone, and she said, "This is my time."
Hey, she's only a freshman, but she's the all-time leading scorer in her high school history. She's used to big moments.
Margot Woofter, the freshman, who has stepped up to 14.1 points per game. She's been pretty quiet most of the night, a little ragged, but boy, when the team needed her. Just looking back there, and I don't know whether Trojans went to sleep, asking for a clock replay here.
If we can see a clock replay after the score.
Let's not turn that monitor quite as much as last time. If we could could you guys lean over and not turn the monitor? We want to see the clock on the last score. On the last score. The clock, you want to see it with the clock on the last score. Okay. So we'll take us a second to get that queued up in our truck. So we're looking for clock after the basket drops. Just waiting.
I don't know when. I don't know who called the timeout or when they called it, but if Taylor called it, I didn't see.
I don't know if we'll see the action. We're still looking for this. Here we go.
Here we
Refs,
go. Here we go.
Officials. Is this before or after?
Run that back.
We need to go back.
Oh,
there.
no, here we are. Here we are.
Wait, was that
I'm
it?
sorry. No. The last shot there, yes.
Okay,
Run
this is off the inbound. Okay, there's the touch. Clock advances. Margo there. They're calling it at 11.5. Thank you. So Taylor will get a few more seconds to work with.
I personally did not see a Taylor Trojan call a timeout until Bradbury was in the middle of the lane well after the shot went in. But they're going to reset at 11.5. We're going to have to defend the arc, switch on any screen, get a hand up on shooters, and pray that the ball is kind.
Big that was a 3 on a night when we haven't seen many Wildcat threes.
Right.
Because now Taylor has that pressure. They can tie and go to overtime. You never want to do that, but
well, I hate to say it, this has a feel of a classic overtime game. But we'll see how the defense
really does.
You know what we need? We need Kyle Mangus. Because Kyle Mangus is the professor of knocking a ball away in the last possession of a game.
I think Margot Wooter just auditioned for the Kyle Mangus chair on Wednesday nights.
I'm saying Katie Key might be key to this last possession.
Key's been kind of quiet tonight as well, but this could be a great set shot opportunity for her. But
Ignashik can't lose. Yeah, they wanted to see what kind of set
right now, you've got to see what Taylor's going to do, and that's what causes another 30-second timeout.
It's hard to see positioning, but when you have timeouts left, what we're doing more than anything else, what Coach Whaley's doing is icing them, making them think about a shot that they're going to take.
Jerry, you've probably forgotten more about basketball than I know. When did this 30-second timeout become a thing?
Probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I knew it hasn't been that recently.
They've added a couple of 30s, and even in the women's game, they can if they have the ball down here and call a timeout, they can advance it to half court.
So it's so critical in these close situations like this to have time to just set something, but not burn a full timeout on that.
Yeah, but when you're not going to. Timeouts don't carry over game to game, so if you have timeouts, use it. It wouldn't surprise me if the Cats don't call their last timeout, but if Trojans would score quickly, using a timeout to set up their last play.
Great intensity, time for the defense to make a final statement here. You know what Taylor's probably going to go for. I've got to think with their shooting percentage, they're going to be looking at the bookends or Bradbury for a 3.
But you want to put pressure. You got to have pressure. You got to get a hand up.
Get a hand on her.
Get a hand up.
She drives, and there's a call.
Well,
it looks like an elbow.
Well, Groniger off the bounce.
And with 5 fouls, that's going to put her on the line. So now we could be looking at a tie game, possibly.
Well, and this is where the timeout left can advance the ball to where we'll call a timeout right away. We'll get the ball at half court, so we don't have to go the
for
length
a
of
catch
the
and
court.
shoot. But you don't put her on the line with 3 opportunities, so at best she can tie.
Absolutely. Did a nice job. We're going to see our 2 bigs end at the same time. Now, with 4 seconds left, that's going to help us.
All about getting a rebound at this point.
Yeah, and boy, the Books girls have been money from the foul line.
Big one there for Becca Books. Second one makes a tie game. Pressure on the Wildcats to convert.
Well, or if she misses, we got to get a rebound.
There it is.
See, here we call the timeout. it's a full timeout.
Full timeout.
But we'll get the ball at the hash mark.
We'll take a break. It's Wildcat basketball. Don't go anywhere.
How do we help someone flourish and gain fulfillment?
On a consistent basis, you see people's life change.
You have the power to make good choices, you have the power to make bad choices.
I really do want him to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
I feel like I was not living life to the fullest.
Christmas lights dot Grant County, but in Van Buren, they've turned it into an art form and a contest.
We just work at it until we're tired and then take a break and then come back out and do some more.
Making Grant County and Van Buren a little bit brighter. Find out who won this week on Crossroads.
Happy holidays from your community station, WIWU TV.
4.1 seconds, IWU Taylor tie ball game. You live for moments like this, Jerry.
You sure do, and I tell you what, we're going to try to isolate Nicole over top. We're going to try to throw it to her. Oh,
and Nicole creates the foul.
No.
Foul on Ignasic. She went right over her back, if I saw that right, Jerry.
Well, she did. I mean, Bradbury had very good position.
I know you're fighting for the ball there, but...
Well, if anything else, both players had possessions. It should have been called a jump ball, which still would have been possession Taylor, but a foul in that situation is a very tough call.
The call for the over the back?
It would have had to have been. I just felt there was enough time where there could have been possession together.
Here's the replay. The inbound comes in. Big lob
to her.
Top. She just comes over there at the end.
You know, Bradbury did a nice job pulling it away. No timeouts left. We're going to have to.
That just hurts. Your opponent gets the go-ahead score.
Cats are going to have to throw it deep. Gets the ball at Ignasic.
Not time. No time for that. And Taylor University comes in here and wins the barn burner. Credit them, Jerry, with a great game plan, good execution, and the Wildcats just came up a little short.
2 fouls under 3 seconds cost the Cats that game.
Well, you said it. It would come down to some kind of mistake and probably something mental, which I think you got to say those fouls were.
Yeah, and I can't blame Groniger for her foul, really trying to defend hard on somebody going to the basket. You have to question the pass. But, again, it's easy for us to speculate sitting here. When they're out on the floor, Margot thought she had a wide open Nicole, just did not give it. If she gave it more loft and threw it towards the corner of the backboard, I think we catch the ball, score, and win. But it didn't go that way.
Prayer circle at the end. 2 great schools, 2 great character institutions. You hate to see it go this way. They always fight tough, but in the end, it's 2 schools that are more similar than they are different. And we part and we say, wait till 2 or 3 weeks from now. We'll be back.
Yeah, and the Trojans are celebrating and thanking their fans for being here. And I hope that in a couple weeks, the Wildcats will travel well over to Upland.
I've got to give props to Taylor again. If you watch them play, they battled through adversity. They controlled tempo and dictated the game, I would say, 3/4 of the time.
Yeah.
Great scrappiness by the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. Great character. This time it came up short because a couple of errors down the stretch, but at least Coach Whaley has got something to build on as they get into this Crossroads League stretch. We'll wrap this one up in a moment. Right now, let's take another break. You're watching Wildcat Basketball on WIWU TV. Crossroads. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Katie Key.
It's Kappa. Here we go.
Here
we go.
Surprised it actually works. Now I can maybe actually get some. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Katie Key. The Crossroads of Life brings people together, and that's what we try to do here each week.
Thanks for watching, everyone. So long.
Christmas lights dot Grant County, but in Van Buren, they've turned it into an art form and a contest.
We just work at it until we're tired and then take a break and then come back out and do some more.
Making Grant County and Van Buren a little bit brighter. Find out who won this week on Crossroads.
Speaking of stars, there's a freshman, Grant Smith, has made play after play here in the second half. Little face up, crossover, breaks the ankles. Cruz, a bucket. And now at the free throw line.
Your community voice. This is WIWU TV 51, Marion.
The arena as the Wildcats go down by 2 to Taylor University, a game that was not even that close for most of it, but the Wildcats fought back. And just these wrapping up statistics, you see we had a real mismatch in field goal percentage in the first half, and the Wildcats closed that significantly.
Yeah, they really did, and we made more baskets than they did. They made more three-pointers than they did. Boy, it really came down to the last 5 seconds of the game.
Opportunistic threes down the stretch helped the Wildcats stay in this game, and they're at the end of the fourth quarter flipping the lead back and forth. So you never like to lose, but the way you lose and the way you fight back after an opponent came in here and was so dominating in so many different phases of the game, it was a great performance even with the loss.
Well, these kind of games are very hard to swallow.
Rebounding was going Taylor's way. The Wildcats closed that gap.
Yeah.
And then even on defensively and turnovers, really not, kind of going both ways. So,
yeah, the game evened out into that fourth quarter. You see Woofter leading the way for the Cats.
Yeah, and Woofter was so quiet most of the game. You look up and all of a sudden where she gets those points near the end of the game and what she does to make it happen. It's just amazing that she ends up your leading scorer. Kendall Bradbury, that's no surprise. I think defensively, if we had an answer for her sooner, maybe in that first half, you got a different ball game too.
Yeah, they're going to coaches will watch film. They'll look at this. The best thing that the Wildcats can do right now is have a very short memory.
Here's a couple of highlights, Jerry, from that second half. And this is going to look good for the Wildcats because the second half was very much theirs, especially the fourth quarter. It's where you came back down, and a couple of times they got a Deju or Agnostic down low, and you wanted to see that more. Maybe that's what they were going for there at the end of the game.
Yeah, Bradbury is just a tough matchup for the Wildcats. See, that was a play where probably the only play where Katie Key has turned her head the wrong way defensively this year.
And then, of course, one of the books just out there all alone, and we saw too much of that all night. Well, Jerry, just in about 10 seconds, how do you go on building from this?
You got to forget it and build on and work to the next game. Looking forward to Saturday.
For Jerry Johnson, I'm Randall King. Thanks for watching, everyone.